Grandpa is back with another movie. No one watched my last Neil Breen video, but I don't give a fuck. I already cussed too much to make any money from this anyway. Fuck you! Neil Breen has been cranking out utterly bizarre indie films for almost 2 decades now, but unlike Tommy Wiseau or James Nguyen, he never pivoted to "I'm being funny on purpose," actually. If he's aware that people are enjoying his movies as comedies, it barely shows in his filmmaking, though some moments in his new film are so absurd it makes me wonder.
Damn, we need to make this an even fight. I just had to kill a gang of 10 kidnappers. By myself, using my superpowers.
Did he really think this shot worked without glass? Rolled down window in the frame and all? Or did he put this in for the fans? It's ambiguous enough that I don't really care, as long as he's not going full Sharknado. The plot of Cade the Tortured Crossing, uncapitalized, is standard Breen madness. Corporate overlords are exploiting patients suffering from drug addiction. Or are they paraplegics? No, guess not. Maybe just can't do keyboard? Whatever their deal is, they're rounded up and taken to a Silent Hill hospital for genetic experiments. In a surprising turn, Breen reprises his roles from the previous movie, Twisted Pair.
Who am I? What am I?
Making this the first direct sequel in the Breen cinematic universe. Cade is a benevolent AI superhuman cool guy with a castle and Ferrari, while his real bearded brother Cale is a mischievous little ankle grabber. The two must face off atop Junkie Mountain and settle their differences once and for all. Apart from being a sequel, the biggest departure from Breen's previous movies is the total reliance on green screen. While in the past he would use locations like deserts, college campuses, deserts, and deserts, this entire movie is a series of ill-scaled JPEGs. In fact, I don't think there's a single real background in the entire runtime. This would render any other movie unwatchable, but you came here for the jank, and Breen is delivering a Shutterstock.com-sized load of it. And honestly, it looks about as good as the Star Wars prequels sometimes. There is a loss of physicality when shooting without real sets and objects. Breen isn't chucking laptops and books around with the same vigor, nor spilling his salads and wines on as many women. The very cinematic language of the Breeniverse has been tamped down. The awkward stiffness of the filmmaking also takes a toll on the pacing, and yes, I am unironically critiquing this movie now, fully aware of how much of an asshole that's going to make me sound like. Half of the scenes fade to black at the end, or even in the middle for some reason, and characters are left on pause for excessive amounts of time throughout most shots.
Cale.
You could probably trim 20 minutes out of the movie just by cutting all of this dead air. If there's any sign that Breen has become self-aware and really is just fucking with us at this point, it would be this editing.
Patients are money.
The movie starts to drag around the halfway point and isn't his most fun to watch because of it. That said, it's still worthwhile for longtime Breen fans, full of the baffling moments that gained his films a cult following. One upside of going all digital is that Breen is finally able to show off his fighting skills, answering the question of what it would look like if someone modded Wayne Newton into Mortal Kombat. The plot is explained more directly than usual via explicit exposition dumps.
We need to get on with our patient trafficking plans. Remember, the primary purpose is gene harvesting.
Yet the movie still manages to be a no-holds-barred brain fight. Characters randomly change from patients to medical assistants.
Please don't let them hurt me anymore.
Get over here, you're my medical assistant.
To party guests.
As a police officer, the health and safety of the patients is of the utmost importance to me.
You are a patient! Or from totally dead to alive again. And also into ninjas. And they apparently warp out of the asylum just to get abducted off the streets all over again. Are these few actors supposed to be portraying different characters who happen to have the same clothes, bodies, and faces? God. Scenes bizarrely repeat themselves, as if the narrative is stuck in a never-ending loop.
What the hell's going on here?
We're doing the best we can. We're trying.
That's not good enough.
We're doing the best we can.
That's not good enough.
Is this utter disorientation the point? Is Grandpa bad at movies, or is he masterfully transporting you into a nightmare world of drug addiction and mental illness? Deftly weaving a tale of self-determination in the face of overwhelming odds.
The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to become.
This is the magic of Neil Breen.
Good night, sweet princess.
In past films, his heroes were more actively involved in the plot, killing evildoers by the millions if need be.
I have killed them all!
Here, Cade mostly wanders around doing nothing while the patients are being abducted. For all his AI powers, he can't do so much as open a car door for them. This is not the Breen I know.
I can steal any car, anytime. It's so easy.
He should probably be a little more suspicious when those abductees show up at the hospital he's directly funding.
This is not acceptable. This is my money. I'm counting on you to make it right.
Even after being directly told about the evil gene experiments being done.
What do you know about the gene editing research?
He does nothing but take the patients to a courtroom to give a speech about how great they are.
I am the dream of these things. They are the dreams of these things.
Then takes them right back to the murder asylum to be murdered.
Hey, get off me!
He even develops a whiplash-inducingly abrupt romance with one of the antagonists, I assume as an excuse to work in some awkward face-rubbing with an actress doing her damn best. Then the finale delivers the funniest sequence of the movie. Consider this a spoiler warning.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here!
But in a Breen film, it really doesn't matter what you know going in, what you know going out, or what order you watch any of the scenes in. A training montage begins. Cade has a plan after all. He builds up his warriors, one of whom has developed X-Men powers.
I am the Winged Warrior.
By being very supportive next to air punching.
Very nice fighting technique. Very nice work.
One of them is even cured of can't-do keyboard. They're poised and ready to free themselves from their captors and addictions alike in one climactic battle. Instead, they all die almost immediately and fade away like guards in GoldenEye. That's it. The end. If you want to take this headache-inducing ride for yourself, currently the only way is for Breen to ship you a DVD for $33.
DVD through the website, cade-crossing.com.
This is for the hardcore Breen team. The folks who can accept the risk that he's coated the discs with some kind of gene-targeting nanobot virus that will purge the corrupt from the earth.
The cleanse has begun.
If you're not the $33 DVD-R buying type, Breen plans to release the film on digital at the end of the year. However you watch, I lean towards recommending the movie if you're into this sort of thing. Cade the Tortured Crossing is not his best movie, but it is plainly his most ridiculous, and it features his best acting to date.
Look at me!
Cade, I'm so ashamed of what I've been doing.
Mean-spirited jokes aside, it is a genuine feat when an amateur manages to complete a movie project, let alone 6. Breen has outlasted his peers with a filmmaking run rivaled only by Ed Wood.
I've got a crashed SUV to repair.
It's getting a little rickety, but the wheels haven't come off this thing yet. So cherish it while you can, while Breen is still spry and pure of heart.
They will never forget us.
Don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control.
This is my universe.
I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to know you're so fucking special. Yeah, I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't